Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Rob Doherty from White Wizard
Hey.
Games, and we're looking at the Hero Realms campaign.
Yeah, so the campaign, it's called Ruin of Thandar, and this was originally going to be a 55-card product, and we kept having new cool things we wanted to add to it, and it's grown to the point where it's going to be 144 cards. So got a little bit of growth there,
All right. That's right.
but it does some really cool stuff. So in the campaign, it transforms Hero Realms, which is normally a heads-up or multiplayer competitive game where you're trying to knock out your opponent. It transforms that into a cooperative leveling deck building game. So basically, you're going to be, you and your friends each pick a character, and you play against missions in the campaign. And when you complete a mission, you're going to gain experience, which you can use to improve your character's skills, and you might find magic items which you can add to your starting deck. So from mission to mission, your characters will get better over time.
Because it is a campaign.
It is a campaign, yeah. So basically, the first campaign will have 3 different chapters, so 3 missions to play through, and it'll have a bunch of stuff to this. It's the campaign starter deck, so it's going to have a bunch of stuff that'll allow you to move your characters all the way through the future campaign. So, for example, for each character class, there will be a complete skill tree for their sacrifice ability and their activated ability. So you'll be able to, for example, with the wizard, you'll be able to improve your fireballs spell, and you'll be able to improve your channeling ability, and you have choices on where you want to take that. There's different specialties you can even get into with your experience to spend to improve your character. So you'll be able to spend your experience to increase your character's health and to increase the power level of their skills and to add new skills to your character. You'll also find items that will increase the power of your character. But of course, the missions will get harder and harder as you progress. So it's basically like taking a role-playing game with modules and meshing that with a deck building game. So it's we're really excited about it. It really transforms the way the game is played. And what you see here is a layout of how a scenario is put together. So there are in the box, there will be a set of cards that you'll use with every single scenario in that storyline. Okay. So for the first 3 missions, these cards will be used in the boss's deck each time. And then there, for the first chapter of the campaign takes place in a bar brawl. So you have these cards here get added to the boss's deck. And then we have these mastery cards, which basically is experience for the boss, and if he gets a certain number of mastery cards, as indicated by the icons here, he'll level up and become a more powerful opponent. So as your deck gets better while you're playing the game, you're buying new cards for your deck, the boss is getting better and tougher as well. So you take these 3 piles of cards, you shuffle them together, and that makes the boss's deck for the game. And the players sit around in a circle at the table, and you're allowed to help the person who's next to you. So if there was a monster in front of you, I could, on my turn, attack it, provided there was no one in front of me.
Right.
But the guy to my right, he's too far away from you. He can't help you. He can help me, so you can help one player over in either direction. And then
it's a nice simulation of sort of again the nature.
Sort of a marching order.
The physicality of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're actually there.
And basically, you set the boss deck up on the table, and the players sit around that, and the boss's deck is like a divider for the party. So the person immediately to the left of the boss's deck is like the first person in the marching order, and the person on the other side of the boss's deck is the last person. So those two can't help each other. So that's sort of like a divider in your party. On a player's turn, before they get to go, the boss goes, and you flip over the top card of the boss deck. Frequently, it'll be one of the boss's minions, and that will be it'll be a card that'll go in front of you, the player, and it will attack you or use its abilities against you. Sometimes you will get an elite minion, and that elite minion will go right next to the boss's card on the table, and that guy will attack you, but on the other player's turns, he'll attack them as well. So the elite guys are very nasty, and sometimes there'll be events that affect you or the rest of the players that come up. In addition, each of these cards, you'll notice, has a color on the top of it. That color triggers a different ability from the boss themselves. So, so you'll be attacked by the boss's minions, by events, and the boss itself will be doing things against you. If one of these mastery cards come up, it attaches itself to the boss. If he gets, in this case, 3 of them, he flips over and becomes more powerful. His abilities might get better, and in this case, he starts flipping 2 cards a turn when he comes up, so it gets a lot nastier. And if you can do damage equal to the boss's health to the boss, bring them down to 0, you've completed that mission. There'll be story cards which tell you what the goals of the mission are, what you do if you win, and then you move on to the next mission. And so we have here an example of the cards we'd replace these with. So there's the scenario 2 cards, and then sometimes there'll be decisions to make. So for example, we have 2 bosses for scenario 2, depending on which decision you make at the end of scenario 1. And then those have future consequences down the line in the campaign. So that is the campaign starter deck, Rune of Thandar. It's coming out in the fall. Hoping to get it to our Kickstarter backers in the summer, and into retail stores this fall. And we've been playing a ton of it around the office. It's super fun.
Okay, you finally stopped adding to it.
Yes, we're done. We're basically getting the files ready and sending them off to the printer this month. So yeah, we've called it stops. No more new cards.
Okay, all right. Thanks very much for the overview.
Thank you.